Hello to the two fans and welcome. This is Chicago Ted coming to you with CEVO Season 6. A little rusty after quite a while of not casting, but we're back in the game and ready to go. And I'm being joined today by the wonderful, the lovely FanOfSoyeon. How you doing, man?
Dyer's ban.
Oh, dear. Dude, do you have your mic on? I can't hear you. All right, while we wait for that to get sorted out, really happy to be here casting for you guys. It's a pleasure to be back after that long winter holiday break, but you know, you got to get your Dota fill in somehow. Played a lot over the time, kind of studied up on some of the meta, doing all sorts of good stuff with the scene, and well, I'm ready, fresh to go. So we're in the drafting phase right now, only seeing a couple of bans so far. So we'll bring you guys up to speed on that. You can see the lovely drafting screen updated with the new item set we got with the ticket. That's right, we do have the ticket, so no more of those non-ticketed game shenanigans. And well, Brewmaster, Night Stalker will get taken out first with Broodmother and Doom getting taken out by FailQQ. And well, the interesting thing about these bans is they're very, very fresh. I mean, Brewmaster, pretty stable ban kind of seen first. Doom as well, but Broodmother and Night Stalker, that's some pretty interesting stuff. Night Stalker did play.
Radiant's pick.
Did get played, what was recently, I think it was either D2L or DAC, and did very, very well. So, I mean, he's definitely a good player. Are you there, man? We good? Oh dear Lord. Okay, we're still not good. These technical difficulties will start to make themselves apparent. Always on the first cast, but at least we were relatively on time. That helps just a little bit. So, Puck Vengeful Spirit gets picked up by Team eHug, Razor, and Tidehunter for FailQQ. So, right now, Team eHug, they do have a lot of lockdown, a lot of crowd control. FailQQ as well. I mean, Tidehunter pretty much has enough for the entire team, although on a pretty sizable cooldown. It's still a very decent lockdown. And it comes off online a lot sooner than you think, and the cooldown, I mean, is big, but for the amount of control it gives, it's pretty good. But Tidehunter and Razor will be together in this one, and you've got a really strong, kind of unbeatable laning core with a pretty decent offlaner. So a combo that will start to make itself apparent if FailQQ can play it out correctly. But eHug, not a team known to lose their lanes, and well, they'll be looking to try to win out the lanes in their own style. As we mentioned, those two picks, they're going to ban out the Jug and the Wraith King. Jug seeing a lot of play, the Mask of Madness really stepping him up with that extra crit chance early on. Lycan and Timbersaw getting taken out by FailQQ. One more try, FanOfSoyeon, you there?
Reserve time.
I'm trying my best. There's nothing really I can do on my end. Like I'm trying to figure out what I could possibly do to adjust this. It looks like it's all just internet connection. Maybe you should check to see if the mic is working. Or audio settings. I mean, Skype is a terrible program. I hate it. I hate it with all my heart and soul, but I don't know. We have to deal with it as casters. It's one of the best ways to communicate. One of the only ways that's standardized across the business to communicate. So we have to pretty much deal with it for the time being. And I don't know. Well, we're going to get back to the draft while we're waiting for FanOfSoyeon. Draw Ranger picked up by Team eHug. That is a combo that we see all too often. The Drow, the Venge, paired with a mid Puck. And I mean, crazy stuff. One more time. We good? No, looks like not. I have a weird idea, but want to try in-game? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead. Sorry if you guys have to see this, but I'm going to go and unmute my co-broadcasters here and see if this works. God, I cannot remember at all. There it is. All right. Can you hear me now, or can I hear you now? I don't even hear you in game. Ah, man. Well, we'll go until I hear you. Abaddon gets picked up by FailQQ, a very strong, present hero right now. Definitely has a lot of utilization. The Ag Scepter that he got quite a while ago, I still haven't seen it become an issue at all. I don't even see it at all, but it definitely has its ups and downs here, and Crystal Maiden will get picked up on top of that. Wait, I hear you. I think I hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Let me turn my volume up. You're going to be very quiet, I have to say, on the in-game. Maybe I can turn voice volume up. Maybe that'll help things out a bit. It's always the first cast of the day that screws things up.
10 seconds to go. 5 seconds.
Oh, I got to turn announcer volume down. All right, yeah, I think we can hear you just fine.
Reserve time.
Can you hear me? No, I hear you because you know.
Yeah, we can hear you just fine. It's all good. All right, so, I mean, the floor is all yours. What do you want to...
I have no idea what's going on.
Oh, man. Okay, well, then I'll try to bring you up to speed here.
Radiant's ban.
God, how the hell do you turn the announcer voice down? Do you have any idea? I'm, like, completely screwed up on that. Whatever. More ranged heroes coming out for Team eHug. Queen of Pain, definitely a good one. And that'll go pretty well with this whole lineup. They've got Queen of Pain and Puck known to stack null talismans and deal a ton of damage early on. When you've got the auras, you are good as well. And I mean, FailQQ, they're going to have to deal with this damage. And they've got some heroes for great sustain, but do you think that they'll be able to just sit through that raw right click coming out from Team eHug as well as the silences and stuns?
At this moment, I don't think so. They need something else. Although the Abaddon is like a good idea, like going towards the right step, but they need something else. Like the Racer can actually just be guided with the frost arrows, and he can easily die to the right click. And CM is obviously just not going to have fun this game at all.
Yeah. Yeah, and her lockdown isn't really the best to deal with heroes like Puck or Queen of Pain. I mean, if she can get close to the Drow Ranger, maybe the Venge pre-swap, then she'll be able to lock him in place for the rest of FailQQ to deal the damage out. But at the moment, it's going to be very difficult for her to lock one hero down. And other than Crystal Maiden, again, all they have is the ulti-reliant stun coming out from the Tidehunter. So I think maybe that they're going to need some other sort of crowd-controlling hero, but I don't know just yet. We'll see what FailQQ want to decide to run. Bane will get banned out by them as their final. And TA is what Team eHug think they're going to run. Do you think they're going to go for the mid lane, or are they going to grab a one position?
No. There we go.
Well, yeah, it didn't even get time. But okay, well, then I'll ask you this question. What do you think about that pick?
Honestly, it's okay in a way. I mean, they have a Puck and a Quap that's a lot of high damage bursts, magic bursts, but at the same time against the Drow can just eat him alive. So if the Husker builds up some armor, I think it is going to work the pick itself.
All right.
I know Eternal Envy will be happy to see this Husker pick. He's like on the Husker train lately.
On the flip side, what do you think about Team eHug's final pick? I mean, they already have a lot of really level, kind of quasi-farm-dependent heroes. Where do you think they go from here?
They're missing the other support. They can go greedy and just get an Enigma. They don't have any way to stop like a black hole from the Enigma if it gets BKB, so that could be a really good pick. I don't think FailQQ has like aggro trialing potential at all, so if they do pick the Enigma, they can just get away with it. Other than that, they can just go for like another Aura hero, maybe a Ogre Magi, Beastmaster even, like support.
Beastmaster would be
Stunner, that's
interesting.
for sure.
Yeah, Beastmaster would be really interesting. I mean, if you think about it...
It's not often that we get to see the Beastmaster support, but overall, it was really popular to see the Beastmaster together with the Vengeful. Although the Beastmaster was a core back then.
You were right, dude. Spot on with that Enigma call there. And I mean, it is going to be very greedy, but Team eHug is a team that is known to be able to pull off this greed and with good success. So we'll see if FailQQ can actually do anything against this. Obviously, it's a team that we have a lot of faith in. They wouldn't be playing here if we didn't, but I don't know. We'll see how they deal with it. It's going to be eHug versus FailQQ for Week 3-2, Day 2. Is going to be the call here. And, well, let's introduce a little bit of the teams. For eHug, we have SN7. He's going to be playing the Drow Ranger, Lust on the Queen of Pain. We have Muffins going to be picking up the puck with an MJW on the Enigma. And last but certainly not least, Sna will be on the Vengeful Spirit. Taking a look at the other side of the river, we have Grimjow, the big Leviathan Tide Hunter, on the heading up for FailQQ. LRV, Kraken will be on the Razor. Lilo will be picking up the Crystal Maiden. We have Shocks on the Abaddon. And the Red Sun, or the Reason, sorry, that looks like a D for some reason. He's going to be on the Huskar. So we talked about Huskar a little bit. Eternal Envy's been playing him a lot recently, and I think kind of leading him off in the meta right now. Do you think he has a place in this game?
I was trying to get in conversation with Helium. I was discussing with him, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, and there was also a Huskar game. And the thing is that I do believe that Huskar is a really good hero, but the problem is that in pops, it makes him look a lot stronger than he actually is. Like, you can pick him in a pop and you can pretty much win the game if you're decent. And it looks like the hero is completely broken, but if you go with that same mentality into a competitive match like this, it's gonna bite you in the ass, because it's not that effective in actual matches, because it's more a basic game. People tend to go for more farming. You're not gonna find that easy kills that you will usually do on pops. So in the end, the Huskar falls off without getting actually kills in the beginning.
Yeah, and then we take a look at this lineup that eHug have. I mean, it's purely physical damage that they're going to be doing. I mean, I don't think Huskar is going to be able to stay alive unless, as you said in the draft, they stack some armor on him. And even then, it's going to be very scary with the amount of lockdown that they have. So, interesting stat. We have Lust playing his first co-op game. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I was going to comment about that. He's a co-op support. It's not the first time he does it. Maybe it's an official match, but I've seen him before doing the co-op support. I think he started it on Dota 1. Like, that's how long it goes to. It wasn't that viable back then, but right now it can work, especially with the co-op buff. It's a more viable pick.
Yeah,
nowadays.
User as a support nuker kind of thing. I think I've seen that actually.
Even as a support.
Yeah, I think I've seen that once or twice, to be honest. But yeah, you know, this probably was on Reddit. You think about it, maybe buried a little bit, but I don't know. The horn's been called though, and we're ready to go on this game. These lanes are starting to materialize here, and we've got a Razor versus Puck in the mid lane, and something that we don't see too often nowadays. Enigma will be taking the off lane versus the tri lane, and already Grimjaw stacking up some Ancients. What do you think about these lanes so far?
Dire's top tower.
It definitely favors eHug just because they were smart enough to set the Enigma on the off lane, so that's denying creep waves from the Huskar. Well, creeps in general, so it slows his farm, and he's also able to stay on the lane. He can actually contest the little CM support, even the Abaddon. Like, the Enigma can actually lane here without much of a problem. Although he's gonna have to go for some mana regen, maybe like a bottle or just straight up sovereign and sit back.
Spill blood.
That
the first blood, man.
How the hell does a Puck kill a Razor first blood?
Ouch.
I have no idea. I wasn't watching either.
So I mean, what I would imagine Pucks usually do is they put the couple points in the illusory orb, and the burst is pretty insane if you don't see it coming. But I mean, you gotta hit the illusory orbs first, and then you gotta get really, really aggressive and dive, possibly under tower. So that could be an interesting one. But it looks like Kraken LRV wants to turn it around a little. Gets the static link off, but isn't able to chase. Razor typically thought of as a quick hero, but right now only 295 movement speed. As a first smoke of the game gets purchased up by the Vengeful Spirit. Maybe we see a gank coming out pretty soon.
Yep. Where did the co-op go? He's just hiding in the secret shop and trying to like harass the TIE Hunter. This is unusual. Like although I like the idea of the co-op support, I see the potential in it. I think he should be the one doing the polling and getting the experience. That way he benefits a lot more from being the support. But at the same time, since BS is not like a traditional hero to keep off the supports, like he's not really good at harassing heroes, so maybe that's why they're doing this.
I think they're going to run him sort of like they do with an Earthshaker, where they sacrifice his levels, knowing that because of the nature of the hero, he'll be, or she'll, I guess in this case, be able to come back a little bit better than the Vengeful Spirit would and find kills a little bit easier. So I don't know. I mean, they're sacrificing her XP for Tidehunters. Like, Tidehunter's level 1 right now, so her job is pretty much fulfilled. And she's able to pretty decently right-click against Tide, especially with that Drow Aura buff. So I think this is working out fairly well if they continue to keep Queen of Pain at least on par with the Tidehunter. Right now she's ahead, though, so that's looking really good.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. Like, it's not as bad as I made it sound, but it just would have been better if the co-op gets more levels than this.
Yeah.
But what he's doing is completely fine as well. Like, it's the best, it's the ideal scenario for support to be harassing the TIE Hunter this much.
Grimjaw is in a lot of trouble here. One more auto attack, 2 more now with the magic stick, but in comes Lust too to secure a little bit of experience from that kill. That was a very aggressive stance from Tidehunter. And Sna is hitting like an absolute truck right now. It was crazy. Only 65 damage on the face value, but that's a good chunk of damage for support at 4.5 minutes. Especially with the minus armor, too.
He soloed the TIE Hunter there.
Yeah, he did.
I don't think we're going to see that happen again. BS soloing and offlaner TIE Hunter.
Oh, they're going to gank, really though. Lust with the blink, able to get the blink slow off, get Sna in position. A very nice position being taken by LRV, though. He's going to go ahead and stack up a camp, but I don't know if he makes his way back to the lane. I'm still not sure he knows about this gank just yet. Actually, did this ward spot out the smoke?
What's with all the scribbling?
I think they moved a little back lane before just smoking.
Alright. Well, it looks like Sna gave up. He's going to walk back. Lust is still hanging close, though. And it looks like Muffins is...
no damage. Problem is that the Abaddon has a TP, so if he is on par with them and goes right on time, I think he can actually turn around this gank.
Yeah, he does have that first point Nephotic Shield, though. And there he goes. He's going to go in, try to get it off onto Kraken, but it's not going to get off in time. Muffins will go ahead and get himself out of there. The Jaunt on point with the orb there, so they get away. They get a free kill. Lust is losing 21 damage, but it still is not really making a huge impact on him. And now it looked like Muffins wanted to go a little bit more, but didn't end up chasing any further. And well, that'll be the end of that one, but it puts eHug 0-3, and we mentioned how they had an 8 early game lead just by how they're laning this one, but now they've got 3 kills on the board. And looking at their golden XP, they've got about 3,000 experience, 4,000 gold advantage. They're looking really good in this early game.
Radiant's top tower is taking hits.
They're about to take the tier 1 top. That's doing more than ever going their way. Seems like they're backing.
He has to back. Muffins
so
is making his way up there. Grimjaw, I think, knows. No, maybe he doesn't. He's going to walk right into the puck. Now he backs himself away. What the hell is this puck hitting for? He's going to just go straight for this. The Illusory Orb hits the Waning Rift and continues to throw out the auto attacks. Not quite able to get the last bit down. He's going to teach himself out. No real way to cancel this one. In the meantime, SN, he's going to go ahead and clean up the tower. So they didn't get the tie, but they did get a tower. And on bottom lane, it looks like Reason is taking a lot of harass, possibly just straight from Lust here. But he's sitting at about half HP right now and not looking ultimately too healthy. His last hits are fairly good, but still about a good 10 behind SN.
Was on par with the drone until like, I don't know, 2 minutes ago or something. I think he was even ahead at some point. I guess he started to get aggressive on the Nima. Oh,
yeah, they're going to go straight on. They're going to pop the black hole for this one as Lust takes a lot from those burning spears, and They do clean him up. He doesn't take a lot from the black hole because of his passive, but it still is enough. And they're going to go ahead and just turn around, clean up Shocks. Lilos, he's taking 124 damage per hit. This Crystal Maiden is just going to get bursted down. And a double kill going the way of Muffins, but 3 overall for eHug. And that puts them doubles up their kill score. And they may not be done. SN7, he's going to go straight onto Grimjaw here. And Grimjaw will go ahead and TP himself out. No, Reason makes his way up. Do they want to go and pursue? They can't quite get the gush off onto SN, so they're going to chase a little bit, but only to scare the Drow Ranger. They probably won't be able to grab a kill, though. And MJW just going to go ahead and push out the bottom lane.
Still trying. He got it.
Oh, they did. Yeah, he just TPs himself out, though. Wow, the damage was almost there with the Burning Spears. Bottom lane, they do clean up the Abad, and Shocks will drop to Muffins. MJW taking some tower hits, but ultimately it's not going to matter, as the Eidolons are there, and they should be able to clean up this tower with the Puck and the Eidolons, but maybe it won't be quite enough damage, but they'll bring it low. So top lane, Reason actually very low right now. Has plenty of mana to pop his Q.
You know the drill.
But for the moment, he's just going to sit very low, and he does have the armlet, so he's looking fairly good in that department. And all across the map, eHug just erupting with advantages here. Now down to 5 and 7.5. And what was that?
They're going for Russian already. eHug line now.
They are. Wow, that's actually a very interesting call there. SN7, he's soloing it right now, but the rest of eHug are on their way, and I don't think FailQQ have any idea this is happening. They do have the Medallion of Courage out, and plenty of Eidolons here as well. They're just going to clean them up in no time at all. Just look at that damage.
Dire's mid tower could use a little help. Roche is tough.
And that's a free Aegis going the way of SN here, and he's looking really good in the farm department.
Dire's mid tower's having
Look at the net worth graph. They're already 1700, 2500 ahead.
Yeah, the net worth graph is really scary right now. And you said it yourself. This is exactly what we'd expect coming out from their lineup right now. Just smart laning, and ultimately, I think it just came down to them pretty much outplaying in the early game. That Quap, a real testament to how well they were doing, being able to stay on par with the offlaner as a support. Lyle is going to find MJW, but it's going to be instead her to fall here. And LRV taking a lot of damage, but Shocks, he's not even level 6, can't get it away from that. Kraken going to get hit by a Dream Coil. They pop down all the trees with the Nightmare, or the Midnight Pulse, and well, that's 3 down for pretty much nothing. A swap out onto Reason. They want more here, and they should be able to get it. There's doubles TPs, though, coming into support, but will it mean anything? Reason's already dead. Will pop out onto the life break from Snob onto Snob, but it's not going to matter. Grimjo will fall, as well as Lilos. They're just straight up feeding right now. One at a time. eHug pulling 13-0 and looking down the barrel of a perfect game.
Just looking like it will be. It's already perfect game in terms of play style. Like, they're playing it perfectly, getting as much as they should, and getting all the advantages they can. I think the draw is going to steal the ancient stacks as well, the Tide Hunter.
Oh man, that's disappointing. And Tide just tried to take those two and did not quite have the sustain to get himself through it. This Tide Hunter is level 5 right now. We're sitting at 13 minutes. He is starved like there is no analogy. There's no metaphor better than how starved the Tide Hunter is right now. And that's pretty much an excuse for me not being able to come up with anything. But it's going to look like Reason want to go for SN7 here. He might light break, and he will with the Aphotic Shield. They could get their first kill. It will be an Aegis. Do they have any sort of way to get them off the back while Lust cleans up Lilos in the back lines? They're going to go ahead and try to keep him alive, but Muffins will be the first one on the board. A light break on the Sna will be the second. And finally, a Sonic Wave to try to clean up brings both Huskar, Reason, and LRV Razor down. And there will be the first borrowed time to fly, securing the TP out for our main man Shocks here. And FailQQ get themselves on the board, deny the perfect game, but it's still not really looking any better for them. as a fairly large stone was dropped in this huge pool of advantage of eHugs. But, I mean, that's still way too much of an advantage. We're sitting at 14,000 after that fight for eHug in net worth, just above 10,000 in experience. So things are looking really scary. Going to take a quick gloss over the items, and where FailQQ have maybe one or two, only one mid-game item, and that's the Armlet of Mordigian. It's a couple of mid-game items for eHug here. We've got the Yasha Mask of Madness, Medallion of Courage, Blink Dagger finished on Muffins, Mech on to NJW. So, I mean, they're looking really good and really far ahead. If there's any way FailQQ are able to come back into this game, what do you think it is? List it step by step in your opinion.
There goes Radiant's bottom tower.
I think the Husker needs like a blade mail and try to actually either get the Draw Ranger kill by using the blade mail, or just like gain enough time for him to actually right click the Draw Ranger to death. Because other than that, their supports don't really have much chance for being back into the game. The CM is not gonna do anything, like slow 5. The Avatar is just gonna try to keep his teammates alive as much as he can, but the shield really doesn't do that much at this point anymore. It's not like the eHug lineup has big disables.
LRV, he's going to go ahead, try to get the static link off, but there's a black hole in the back lines. That's going to catch Shocks and Lylos. They're not quite able to do a lot of damage, but a Waning Rift will catch 3 to try to slow things down a bit. Lylos the only one that's dropped so far. It's not going to go ahead, throw out a magic missile onto Reason, which will be enough to give Lust a chance to right-click him down. And in comes SN7 on the back lines to secure things, and that'll be 4 kills for no return. And FailQQ again losing a very, very convincing team fight.
Towers coming apart.
I don't quite know if Huskers, even with a blade mail, is going to be able to do too much. I mean, he's getting right-clicked down in a second. I'm pretty sure this Drow is getting to the point where it's going to get 3-shot.
Yeah. The blade mail was like the only thing that could maybe give them a chance, because that way at least while he's dying, he's doing damage to the other team in return.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't see any way for them to actually win.
And a blade mail might even be just
Tower.
yeah, blade mail might just be way too far off here. They've got no farm on Reason right now. 390 gold on top of what he's got. Meanwhile, the Trail Ranger picks up a value Shadow Blade, something that we see only a couple of times, but definitely worth it, as there is no way that these supports on the side of FailQQ are going to be able to buy enough detection to mitigate that Shadow Blade's effectiveness in this game. So it's coming down to the fact that eHug, I think at this point, could pretty much buy anything and they'd still be very, very far ahead. But we'll see. There's still a chance to throw. We're only 15 minutes in the game, so nowhere close to end game, but Lust has full vision of this rotation coming in from FailQQ, and I mean, they're catching nothing by surprise. Only one hero in the mid lane, and Lust doesn't seem like he wants to jump in on this one. His team isn't quite here, and I think it would be a very bold move to try to 3v5 this, but we'll have to see what they decide to do. They're going to go ahead and throw out the silence onto LRV. Ravage comes out, only securing Sna. But that's 1 kill at this point is pretty good, especially with the advantage deficit, or with the deficit that FailQQ have right now. That gives them a lot for that kill, but LRV will go down in return, so it's not an even trade at all. As it's going to be a 2-for-1 now, 3-for-1 soon as Shocks trying to run away. Lylos pops down with a freezing field, but SN7 just has to put 2 arrows in the forehead. And that's quite enough. Shocks healing back almost up to full with that one right click. And that's going to go away just as fast. Shocks will go down a full 5 wipe with Lust cleaning up the 5th somewhere on the back lines.
My gratitude.
I don't know. There's unthrowable games, but I'm pretty sure we're approaching
had
that.
a blink on that last fight, but that was a big play from Sna. Right as soon as he swaps the Razor in, he used the Wave of Terror towards the TIE Hunter. So that's why he couldn't blink in and ended up just using it in range to barely hit the BS.
Yeah, see, the things I don't notice. That's a pretty amazing move then by Sna here. So I mean, I don't think that would have meant any difference in the team fight at this point. It seems like FailQQ are too far ahead. But, I mean, sorry, eHug are too far ahead. But FailQQ definitely need everything they can get right now, and not giving them that much space. That's all you need to do if you're eHug. So FailQQ just going to go ahead and try to turtle things out for now. But even if they take this game late, I'm still not quite sure they have the ability to win the late game. I mean, as SN starts stacking up some agility items, the aura is going to get stronger and stronger, and it's going to become to that point where 2 auto attacks are enough to clean up anyone on FailQQ.
Worthy tribute.
Yeah, that's sure. But that last fight on mid, that could have been actually a way to get back into the game for FailQQ.
Yeah.
If only the Die Hunter got the blink off, because they killed the BS and the Razor got away just by hitting the Ravage on only one hero. So if things went their way and they get the Ravage on both the BS and the Draw Ranger, maybe they get both of them. Because, of course, they didn't know that eHug wasn't there with their full lineup, but that was the fact that the eHug wasn't there. So if they get the Ravage, the Draw would have died right there.
Interesting point. So, I mean, Drow definitely is a hero that they want to die right now. With Drow out of the team fight, that's half of the damage gone on on eHug, quite literally. But now he's got Aegis. You literally can't kill him. Even once is difficult. Twice is going to be nigh impossible. But they're going to bring out Lylals, and he's just going to drop nothing, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And LRV as well. That's a double kill for SN7, and I think if someone had blinked, they would have missed that.
That was kind of sad because the BS swapped in the SPM, so in range of the Draw Ranger, so the Marksman aura went away. If it didn't swap, I think the SPM would have died in just 2 right clicks by the Draw Ranger.
So while Reason is getting destroyed up top, the Racks are just going to fall in the mid lane. There's no way to stop this, and Mylals might actually drop again. Muffin's going in for this one. Muffins, though, dropping low. They're going to pop a Gush out. Grimjaw wants to try to go do something with this, but the Ravage being on is not an end-all for him, and he's going to have to back himself off the tower, and they sack themselves a Rax. Maybe 2, as top lane already pushed in by Snon and MJW. And up goes Nup. They're just going to tap out. Almost a perfect game, but not quite. eHug take this one by storm and drop down a quick and efficient win here.
Well played by them. Sure, they were the better team, and I'm pretty sure everyone expected the FailQQ to beat the underdogs on this game.
Yep.
But eHug just completely destroyed them, like to show them why they're considered a professional team.
Yep, but I mean, it is great experience for FailQQ. You can never drop that out. And I mean, as far as teams go, that they did have 1 or 2 points where they showed that maybe they could have turned this one around. But all in all, I mean, that's not enough. 1 or 2 points of shining is not quite enough to bring down a team, a titan in NA like eHug. So we've got another game tonight. It's going to happen in about a half hour because, well, this game finished so damn early. So stick around for that. If you're looking for the cameras, by the way, mine is at least not working. I just put in a new desk, and the USB cord for this thing is like 3 inches long, so I got to get myself a USB extender for that one. But for now, you can't see my beautiful face on screen. FanOfSoyeon obviously doesn't have one that we can use because Skype isn't working, so that's out of the question. But you do see our Twitter handles down below, so if you want to see more First Bloods missed, you can go ahead and follow me at TedCast. FanOfSoyeon for the awesome co-casting. Anything you'd like to say about this game so far? Or about this game after it's over?
I got a fun fact. Look at the scoreboard and see the fantasy points from the CM and the Razor. This is the first time that I ever seen negative fantasy
3.
points.
CM, Abaddon, and Razor both got negatives, so yeah, that is pretty interesting. But yeah, so I think that's about it for now as we wait out for our second game. So I think you'll be joining me for next game, right?
Correct. And
all
hopefully
right.
I can fix that Skype.
Yeah, we'll work on that over the break. So again, a shout out to OutCarToda for the stats. That's it for the time being. Come back in about a half hour. We'll be back with more CEVO. Thanks for watching, guys.